Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. I thought today I'd go ahead and do a sort of world tour thing. I've not done one of these in a little while, and to be fair, I only do like one a year now in comparison to like when I was doing them just like every single day in the old days of the channel. So I normally do this on live streams, but I know not all of you watch those, so I thought I'd just go ahead today and do like a comprehensive kind of tour of where the world is at the minute, including Star Wars and Halo. So we're going to start off at Star Wars, and then yeah, we'll move over to Halo after that. But yeah, Star Wars is a bit bigger, so let's move on to that. Right, so starting off at the Star Wars area, we're in the Republic side, and we're going to go to the 1-to-1 stuff first, and then the 2-to-1 things straight after. So we've got the V19 Torrent, which is very nice, the Delta 7s, the E-to-2 Actis, the ARC 170. It's going to be a challenge to remember every single name. They are on the signs here, but I will try. That one's been done as a tutorial. That has as well. These two haven't yet, but they're very easy. You can probably build it from just seeing it here. The AV7, I think it is, yeah, AV7 from the Clone Wars. The AT-AP. These two haven't been done as a tutorial yet, nor has the Z95, Z95. What's it called? Headhunter. That's it. The LAAT has been done. That's good. The Y-Wing, this is a build by my friend and patron and also server co-owner, essentially Clone543. So, yeah, that's great. Wait, which they call him Ultimate Patron or Intergalactic because he's a Intergalactic Patron, which is like the big tier. This is the ATTE. This is going to probably get either a remake or a touch-up before the tutorial comes out, but that will be coming. This is the, what's this called? A5RX. Again, it was made by Clone543, so I'm not like fully knowledged on what this is, but yeah, same for this one as well. The RX200. This is the LAAT carrier, essentially. So this is the one that would carry the ATT. I know a lot of you were waiting to add the ATT to that, so I will get that done as soon as I can. The Juggernaut has been tweaked slightly, but not enough to warrant any tutorial. Essentially, I just went back and looked at some of the references, and you can kind of see from left to right here what's been changed. So the back kind of slopes in here, whereas on my model it didn't. Also, this kind of tapers upwards like that, whereas on this side it didn't. The reason being is I worked from the Battlefront 2 model for essentially this side, so the tutorial, which does allow you to have the full interior as usual. However, when you add the slopes in, then you can't really fit the seats here, and this would change back here as well. But yeah, the Battlefront 2 model actually does look like this with the flat back here and no taper on this section, so that isn't any fault of mine. They are just two kind of different models. This side is kind of based on the episode 3 iteration, essentially, where it actually does taper in like that. The Consular class frigate, is it? I can't remember. Consular, yeah, okay, that's what it says on the sign, so I'm going to trust that. Very big. It's the biggest 1-to-1 Republic thing I've got so far. 139 meters, I believe. Yeah, this has just been finished, and it had been a work in progress for a while. I will do a full showcase at some point, I think. So yeah, that'll be coming soon. Maybe I'll try and work on it. Over to the other side now. We'll go to 2-to-1. So we've got the ATRT, which is cool. We've got the Bark Speeder, the Delta 7, again E-to-2, and then this is the Swamp Speeder, which was seen in episode 3 very briefly, I think, but it also came out in a load of Lego sets, so that's mainly where I got the inspiration from. The V19 Torrent again, the V-Wing, which is something I'm going to try in 1-to-1, but I don't know if it'll happen. The TX-130 tank, so you'll know this from Battlefront 2. Whether it be the old one or the new one, it's in both. The ARC 170 again, that'll be an interesting tutorial because the proportions are so different from the last one, I think. The AT-AP 2-to-1, really like this, especially the green. Bear in mind, like, basically none of these have been done as tutorials yet, apart from that one, and that one, and that one. So 4 of what's here have been done, but that's it. Then we've got the, did I say this one? Z95 head opener again. The LAAT, the Y-Wings, this time these were built by me. And then just colour swap for these two. That one does need updating though. The LAATC, still going to do some tweaks to this, but it's pretty much done. And I will get it out there at some point. And then I'm working on a new Juggernaut as well, in 2:1 scale. So that was the old one, you'll remember. I released as a schematic, I think. This one is a lot shorter in the body, and yeah, way more proportionally accurate. And the wheels, and just look at the difference in the wheels. If you look at, let's go over here, how it looks there compared to how it looks here, it's just so much better. And yeah, that's essentially everything for the Republic. The 2:1 ATT again is in progress. That model was really, really good for the time, but obviously it's got cobblestone walls everywhere, and there's some proportional things that are wrong, but you know, I'll work on that at some point. If you're wondering what all these are made by Clone 543. These are just lightsabers in a big scale. They look really cool. Yeah, I do love those. If we go to the Separatists now, and the Trade Federation, we've got quite a few new things here. So this is the 1:1 scale Tri-Fighter, and this was very hard to pull off, but I think it came out alright. Looks good from the front, looks good from the back, and not really great from the top, but whatever. This is the 1:1 Home Spider Droid. Again, pretty tricky to pull off, but I think it worked pretty nice. I do love how this looks. This is the 1:1 Soulless one, General Grievous' Starfighter. Yeah, this is nice. I like it. The Vulture Droid 1:1 has both the Trade Federation and the CIS colours now. Same with the AAT. We did do a tutorial on this, and I think I showed like a model of the CIS ATT afterwards, but then I deleted it. I haven't got it back till now, so that's what that is. This is the Hailfire Droid. Pretty large, and I think I do think that the Hailfire Droid is oversized in measurements in terms of cannon, so we'll have to see if that gets changed at some point. It looks to only be about 5 meters tall at most, whereas it listed it as 8. So this is the Corporate Alliance Tank Droid, or the N99. That's a lot to say, but there it is. This is the how do you even say that? Octutara. I don't know, but it's there. It's a Tri-Droid, and this is the is it the little one or the big one? I think this is the big one. Yeah. This is the droid gunship. We did a tutorial on this. Nothing's changed with that, I don't think. Oh, except I did change some of these carpets and blocks to be blue instead of cyan, just to give a bit of colour variation. So this one is the Sheathapede shuttle. However, it's not the one from the Clone Wars per se. This is the one from Star Wars Rebels before it turns into the Phantom 2. So it's a slightly different model. This is Darth Maul's ship, Scimitar. And yeah, it's one of my favourite ships in Star Wars. So, just so you should know. The MTT has been given an update. Not by much, but it's still something. So, this will be a tutorial at some point, by the way. The front's just been updated slightly. And we've got an open version here, which is very nice. And then over here with the finished CIS model, which looks great. I just realised I need to put a lever behind here, because that... Oh, there is one. Okay. Well, I've just broken that. Oh well, I'll come back to that at some point. But yeah, that is pretty much everything for the 1:1 CIS. Then the 2:1, I've got the new step. Looks very cool. The new 2:1 Tri-Droid, mostly made by Clone 543, so I can't take full credit for this, or much credit at all. I think all I did was some of the middle bits here, and that was about it. The 2:1 Homing Spider Droid, I'm not really a fan of how this looks. I might go back and update this before we do another tutorial for this vehicle. 2:1 Solar Sun, we've done a tutorial on that. 2:1 Vulture Droid looks very different from how it used to. This is the CIS model essentially, and then this is the Trade Federation one. So it looks very, very cool. I want to try a walking mode, but it seems kind of intimidating, so I don't know. I might give it a try at some point. The 2-to-1 AT, I'm happy enough with this model. I might update this one slightly before the tutorial. The Corporate Alliance Tank Droid again, this is the bigger one. Looks really, really cool compared to the old models, so this will be interesting to do. The 2-to-1 Droid Gunship, again, looks really awesome, and I don't have the old model anymore, but yeah, it's really different. And then again, this is the pre-modified Phantom 2 from Rebels, not the actual kind of Trade Federation sheath speed. Well, it is, I guess, but it's a different kind of model. I don't know. Here we've got the 2-to-1 MTT, something that was, if you've been with the channel since about 2016 or 2017, something that I was working on for a long, long time. I actually finally finished this a couple of months ago, or probably about 6 months ago now. And yeah, it was a pain. This is a very, very weirdly shaped thing. In terms of things that are left to kind of remake, ready for tutorials, I've got the 2-to-1 Hailfire Droid, just started the wheels, but that's about it. The Hyena Droid, can probably get that sorted at some point. Not really a fan of it though, as a ship. The Magna Guard Starfighter, I'm not sure what the actual name is, but that's what I know it as from the Lego set from like 2010, something like that, or 2008, somewhere around that time. Again, not really a fan of the ship, but I can probably remake it at some point. It would really benefit from all the new stone slabs. That'll be good. And then finally, we have the brand new version of Darth Maul's ship, which is going to be awesome. Now, this is strange because the old one wasn't bad at all. The proportions on this are actually really spot on. I think there's just a few places where they're not, which is like, it's missing like one block here in width. And then the front is literally like half a block too wide. But yeah, I mean, it didn't really need a remake, but I thought with the new block palette and stuff, I might as well give it one. I think the main issue is the side view, where that's meant to be a lot thicker, all that section there, and then it kind of slopes down towards the front, which you can kind of see it does here. Obviously, this is very much a work in progress. None of these blocks will be here when it actually comes out. But yeah, like I said, it's one of my favourite ships. I mean, even from the back, you can barely tell the difference at first glance. And the wings are shaped like this because it's going to be in a landed mode essentially. But I might change those at some point, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, I just wanted to point out how similar these two are, despite the fact that model was made like, what, 2017, 2018, I think? So, yeah. There will be a cockpit for this one, so thought I'd just let you know. Moving over to the Rebels, starting with the Snowspeeder 1-to-1. I think we did a tutorial on this already. We've done a tutorial on the B-Wing as well, however we didn't do it on those forms. But I might update it at some point to include those. The 1-to-1 A-Wing we also did, and I showed off that alternate colour scheme in the video, I think. The 1-to-1 Phantom 1, we've done this. We've done the X-Wing. We've not done the... Have we? No, I don't think we've done the Y-Wing yet in 1-to-1. Nor have we done the Phantom 2 or the U-Wing. We have done the Falcon, but not the Solo Falcon yet. And that's a work in progress, by the way. The Ghost we have done. We haven't done these, and that one is probably going to be updated at some point for the new measurement in Canon. So, yeah. Moving over to the 2-to-1 stuff. This is the Hoth turret. I can't remember the exact name. I think it's not on here. I think it's DS1 or something like that. Oh, that might be the other one. I'm not sure. 2-to-1 Snowspeed looks very cool. Big update on the last one. 2-to-1 A-Wing. We've done this many times now. 2-to-1 Phantom 1 in both forms. Looks really cool. 2-to-1 X-Wing. We've done that. And we've done the Y-Wing as well, haven't we? I think we did that. Did we? I swear. I can't remember if we've done the Y-Wing. Maybe it was on the list. I can't recall. Interesting. I know it was the X-Wing we did recently. I can't remember. If I've not done it, I will do it. Yeah, that's strange. I genuinely can't remember. This is the 2-1 Phantom 2. Looks very cool. Probably one of my favourite looking ships out of this lineup. The 2-1 B-Wing looks very nice. Big upgrade on the last one. 2-1 U-Wing, same situation. The side view is so much different from the last one. 2-1 Falcon has been given a slight texture update, but that's about it. And the 2-1 Ghost hasn't been updated whatsoever. I think, except I think I changed some of these blocks here, but that was about it. And that's it. That is literally it for the Rebels, and there's no ships over here that need remaking, I don't think. But there are ones that I could add to the lineup potentially in future. If we go to the 1-1 Imperials now. AT-ST, and I think there's a pilot seat in there, but I'm not going to break stuff to get in there to show you. It'll come in the tutorial. The AT-DP is an interesting one. This actually has space for 2 seats in there, which is kind of really weird because of the space given, but I did some tricks with minecarts and got them in there. TIE Fighter, you've got obviously the one we did, then the Mining Guild version of the TIE Fighter, and then this is Sabine's modified TIE Fighter as well. Got the TIE Advanced V1, which, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think Clone made the wings on this, and yeah, it's decent. The 1-1 TIE Bomber looks alright. I'm not sure if the measurements of the TIE Bomber are correct in canon, because I think even this is way too big. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. 1-1 TIE Defender. We haven't done the 1-1 yet, I don't think, but yeah, that'll come at some point. TIE Interceptor, of course, we've done this. We are yet to do this, I believe. TIE Striker. The 1-1 Lambda. The 1-1 TIE Reaper. AT-AT, also an AT-AT, that's the Rebels one. AT-ACT. You got a Gazanti carrying 2 of the Rebels models there as well. Got the 1-1 Zeta or Zeta class shuttle, very cool. If you remember back in the day, again, this was one that I was working on for months and months and months, and then eventually got bored of it. That was in 2-1 though, so a bit different. This is the 1-1 Sentinel. We're making a 2-1 at the minute, which looks pretty sick. And then this is the 1-1 Gazanti, of course, that we did recently. Very nice. And then there's the Mandalorian model, which still isn't finished, but we'll get around to it. And then this is the, what was it called? The Corvus. I can't remember what the ship name is in terms of the class. Raider class Corvette, that was it. Yeah. But yeah, this is going to be a big work in progress. Similar size to the Tanta V4, so yeah, just something I keep chipping away at. Over to the 2-1 side, we've got the TIE Advanced V1 again. The same 3 TIE fighters there. Very cool. So definitely get those out at some point. The TIE, is it Outlander, something like that, from Mandalorian, and then the AT-ST, and then the I can't speak. Mandalorian AT-ST, the AT-ST Raider, was it? Yeah. The AT-DP 2-1 definitely has more room to fit seats in that one, so that's good. This is the TX-225, so that's the tank from Rogue One. This is the Imperial Troop Transport from Mandalorian. This is Darth Vader's TIE, which again the measurements in canon are a bit iffy, but this is basically done by clone, and it looks really cool. It seems to have a bigger cockpit than the rest of the TIE models, which is interesting. I guess more space for Vader. There's a 2-1 TIE Defender, we did that already. And the Interceptor, that's on the list. This is a brand new model here. I think it's one of the only brand new models we've got in this lineup. This is the new version of the, I can't remember what it's called, Imperial Patrol Transport, I think it was, IPT. That looks really cool. This is the Rebels version again. And yeah, definitely just way more room for detail than in the 1-1 model. Still pretty small though. Not much interior room, sadly. 2-1 TIE Striker looks very, very nice. And then the 2-1 Lambda's just been given a few brief, or not brief, that was the wrong word, a few small texture updates, which is good. But it won't get another tutorial, not for any time soon anyway. 8080, 80, 80 again, and a one covered in vines and in some water from Fallen Order. I can't speak still. Yeah, that's from Fallen Order, the game. And this is the 80 ACT, newly remade, and dreading the tutorial for this. Really not looking forward to it. But it looks sick. I mean, look at it. It looks really, really cool. This is one that would actually benefit, I think, from the new blocks in 1.17. Is it Grimstone or Deep Slate, whatever they're calling it nowadays. So yeah, and then the 2-to-1 Gazanti, which the situation for the tutorial isn't set in stone yet, but we'll figure something out. And yeah, that's that. And then the Sentinel, you got the 1-to-1 model there just for reference, and then this is the 2-to-1 that I've been working on. Absolutely huge. And yeah, again, dreading the video for that. And then the ones that are left to remake, ignore that one, but I still need to do a 2-to-1 TIE Bomber. Again, just wondering about the kind of measurements, if they are accurate, but we'll figure something out. But this one is pretty good. I kind of like how this looks. And then this is the dreaded 2-to-1 Zeta. That this model is from about 2018, 2017, something like that, whenever Rogue One came out. And yeah, you can just see it got to this point and then that was it, just left it. So I will just be restarting this project and doing it more accurate and actually finishing it this time, basically. So yeah, that's that. And then finally, let's go over to the what's it called, Resistance and the First Order. Nothing in the 1-to-1 Resistance area yet. I'm just going to do like a load of them in bulk and get loads of them out all the way. This is the 2-to-1 A-Wing, the RZ2, 2-to-1 T70 X-Wing, and then the 2-to-1 T85, this absolutely ugly little thing. Do not like it. And this is the Ski Speeder, which needs remaking. And then this is Race Speeder. I believe this is 2-to-1. This is by Clone543. Yeah, that's it. That is literally it for the Resistance so far. First Order, working on a 1-to-1 First Order ATST, but that won't come for a while. Just need to figure out a way to do this good, essentially. This is the framework, I believe, for the First Order transport. This is a framework for the ATM6 in 1-to-1 scale, which is something that'd be interesting. The ATM6 is one of my most popular videos, so it would definitely be good to get a smaller version out, so you can do it within like an hour. This is the LIUV, I think it's called, from... It wasn't in The Force Awakens, but it was cut from the movie, and it was in a deleted scene. This is Kylo Ren's shuttle, very tall thing in 2-to-1 scale. So we tried 1-to-1 at some point, that'd be good. And then there it is with the wings open. Neither of these are fully finished. They need updating with the black stone blocks, but it will look absolutely sick with those. And yeah, you can see the details on it are pretty good. They, like I said, it just needs kind of updating because this wasn't made in 1.12, I think. So just needs updating. But as for the shapes and everything, it's all good. This is the 2-to-1 First Order AT-ST. Not looking so hot right now, but we'll fix it up and get it out there at some point. And then the stuff that needs remaking for the 2-to-1 scale is going to be the First Order TIE Fighter, the First Order TIE Vendetta, I think it's called, but it is basically still can't speak. Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer. The First Order Transport needs remaking, but saying that, this was probably one of the best First Order things I made, and I think the shaping and the textures and stuff were all really good. Could just do with some walls here to smooth this out, and again here just to smooth that out. But I will just do a full remake just to make it as up to date as possible. The First Order ATST, I mean, we've already mentioned it, but yeah, I still like this model though. Pretty good still. The ATM6 is... I will eventually do a remake of this because obviously we've got way more references of it now. I know a lot of people said the back legs are way too thin, I do agree, but we just didn't have like the best references at the time. Made this, I think, just after Last Jedi came out, and then it was added into Battlefront, but you couldn't really ever find the game on crate. So Yeah, and I don't think you could like just jump into the map at that point either on like instant action. This is going to be a new first order AT-AT. You can see the old model got to this point, and then I never made a head for it, but otherwise it was like completely done. Apart from that, ignore that. But yeah, it was at that point, and it stayed like that for about 3 years. And then I just decided to just grab the new model of AT-AT, and we're just going to armor coat this and make a new head. And I've already updated the feet, as you can see, on this side at least. And yeah, but that'll be at some point, because I don't really work on first order stuff very much. And then we finally get to MISC, so the miscellaneous stuff. I kind of forgot about this section. And there is also more stuff back there. I forgot because they were added recently, but Naboo Starfighter 1-to-1, Razor Crest 1-to-1. If they ever release official measurements, I obviously will update that. The Sail Barge 1-to-1 looks really nice, really smooth, and so does the Skiff. The Slave one, we've just done the tutorial for this. I'm going to add a Django Fett version, and that will be kind of released in a video, just showing you how you can sort of update it in future. And then that's going to be the Sandcrawler. I'm not sure what this line's for, so I'll just ignore that. 2-to-1 Land Speeder. I'm not sure why it's not in the lineup, but whatever. 2-to-1 Cloud Car. 2-to-1 Naboo Starfighter, that looks really nice. 2-to-1 Skiff. This is a horrible ship, ignore it, it's from Resistance, the TV show. This is the Slave 1. They do need like small texture updates, but apart from that, I don't know. They were made in 1.12, so I may just remake them, I'm not sure yet. And then the 2-to-1 Sandcrawler. Very nice. And then this is the 2-to-1 a Flash Speeder, I think it's called. Yeah. And this is essentially the framework for the 2-to-1 Razor Crest, however, I don't know if I'll start this anytime soon. So we'll see about that. Over here we have the 1-to-50 is on this side, and then 1-to-10 scale is on that side. So 1-to-50, Acclimator, Venator, Imperial Star Destroyer, and then the Resurgence, or is it Resurgent Star Destroyer? And this has been finished now, which is good, because it was in a state of just 90% finished for about a year, so it's good to have that finished now. And yeah, new 1-to-1, no, not 1-to-1, it's 1-to-10, 1-to-10 scale Tantive 4. It's smaller now, same with the 1-to-1 obviously, at 12.6 meters. However, I know the sign says 15 length, but that's because there's a sign on the front, and then also because there's, or there was, item frames on the back with the engines. It is 13 meters rather than 12.6, but can't really do anything about that, sadly. Oh well. The 1-to-10 Consular doesn't look great, but it's the best I could do for the scale, sadly. 1-to-10 Nebulon B, we've done that. 1-to-10 Arquitans is now finished with an actual underside, which is good. Same with the... we've done this is the Acclimator 1-to-10. The Venator has been finished on the underside as well, which is good. So tutorial will be out for this at some point. 1-to-10 Imperial Star Destroyer is one of the best builds I've ever made. When you just look at it. Not sure if there will be a tutorial for it. I might just release it as a schematic or something. But yeah, like I said, one of the best projects I've ever done. And yeah. And then this will be the 1-to-10 scale Resurgent, which is just huge. It's ridiculously big. And there's no other like 1-to-10 things over there. I think that's... is that the end? I believe... yeah, that's the end. Moving to this side here, there's just a couple of builds. This is the 1-to-1 Acclimator that we've been working on for a long time, and it stresses me. It's, again, like 90% done. I need to add all the details down the sides. As you can see, it's just plain grey at the minute. And then on the front as well. Just going to add some more textures on the top. I've moved this from where it was before, and I moved it in parts, and I accidentally cut off the front of the bridge, so I got to fix that and try and build it from screenshots that I've saved. The underside also needs finishing off as well. I could probably just do all this in like one day, but I just never get around to it. And yeah, that's where the acclimator is at the minute. And then over to the left of the acclimator is the venator, which there's literally nothing here at the minute, on the front half at least. Just a single line that goes down the middle. And then right at the back there are just some engines, which when we get there eventually, yeah, the engine kind of tips are here ready for the rest of the engine to be made. But again, it's just something that I keep chipping away at, because I'm not going to do this in one day. Anyway, that's basically everything for the venator. To the left of that, we have the Imperial Star Destroyer. If you're wondering scale, by the way, I didn't mention it. These are all 1-to-1. So literally full scale. Imperial Star Destroyer. All we have right now is kind of like the outline of it. And this is a very, very big ship. That's the front. And then we trace down one side here. You can kind of get a sense of how big it is. So that's the first groove in the side of the armor. And then the second one is coming up shortly. There it is. And then we're going to hit the corner in just a second. There we go. And then we go back. And then this is the middle point just there. And then I also started working on the bridge. You can kind of see an outline of this and what I've actually got so far. But again, this can't be finished until there's like a much bigger height limit in Minecraft. It would have to be 490 meters, I believe, to be 1-to-1 scale. Yeah, that's where that is. Yeah. I was working on the domes, but I seem to have lost the bit I was working with. I'm not sure where it is. Here it is. Yeah, so that was a work in progress. But again, not really got very far with it. But yeah, that's basically everything for Star Wars, I think. Oh, no, there is one more thing. The Arquitins 1-to-1 scale has been moved to another location, which I'm not going to reveal yet. We're still not out of the ISD. There we go. So over here, if I can find it, I'm going to have to try and not get lost. Oh yeah, I need to show the 5-to-1 scale stuff as well. I think I am lost. Oh no, here we are. So this is the kind of Republic version of the Arquitins. We also got the Imperial one here. The Republic one isn't finished yet. The Imperial one is, and I've showed this before. But those are there, and then the Nebulon B 1-to-1 scale is also over here. But again, I've not got very far with this, just the engine block is kind of like half done. So that's where we're at with that. Moving over to here, we have the 5-to-1 scale stuff. Here we are working on a big old ghost. And this is the 5-to-1 scale ghost. Looks absolutely awesome. It's going to be very accurate. The 5-to-1 Falcon is just kind of like an outline at the minute, and the 5-to-1 LAAT, this has the engines pretty much done, and the is it ion cannons, I think, at the front. So those are what they are, apparently, I've been told. The wing outline have been kind of done, obviously they're flat at the minute, but whatever. And then the sort of outline of the troop bay is kind of being set up now. And yeah, that's that. We've got the outline for where the interceptor will be, TIE Interceptor. TIE Fighter, A-Wing, just in case you haven't seen these before, and then the Speeder Bike and the Land Speeder. Then the X-Wing is going to get a landed mode as well. However, only one of them will be done in the tutorial, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to consider it when I do the tutorial. The Y-Wing is still where it was before, pretty much. The Eta 2 at 5-to-1 is looking nice, and then the Delta 7 is brand new and looks really, really good. And yeah, that's essentially everything for Star Wars now. Finally got all this out of the way. So what we're going to do next is go over to Halo and just look at what's over there. There's not like anywhere near as much, but we will have a look. So we're back in a second. I'm just going to take a drink of water and then we'll be back. Right, so on to the Halo stuff. We've got the UNSC here. So the reason there's not much of this so far is because a lot of it's in my single player world still, whereas this is my server. So I mean, that needs to be brought over, but a lot of it is in the 1.17 colour scheme already, with the new, what is it? Slightly weathered, waxed, cut copper blocks. So that's why This is a really good UNSC green, and I prefer it to the Dark Prismarine, so I did a lot of Halo builds in the single player on 1.17 so that I could just see what they look like, but it turns out I did it to like every single vehicle on there. So yeah, they're all still there basically, and they just need to be brought over when 1.17 comes out essentially. And yeah, and then we've got the Mantis, Jackrabbit, Warthog, Spade, Scorpion, Hornet, Hawk, and Pelican. That's the Reach one. This is the Halo 3 one, but that needs updating. Over here we've got a few old builds. I was following my own tutorials because, you know, why not? So I did the first, I think these were the first 3 videos I did, I can't remember. I think the Rhino might be a bit further along. But yeah, those are those 3 there, and then the Hawk. And that's going to be the Mammoth again. You know, I remember doing the tutorial for that in 10 parts. That was a long time ago. Here's the Elephant, and then here's the smaller elephant from Halo Wars. Over on the 2-ton scale side, we've got the Jackrabbit again. No Warthog or anything, and there's literally nothing else apart from just this Scorpion. So this is my Reach Scorpion, and this is Clone 543, his attempt at the Scorpion as well, which is pretty nice. I like the colour scheme a bit more than mine actually. Over here, what's this? I'm not actually sure what this is. Just a big box. Yeah, no idea what that's meant to be. Moving over to the Covenant side, we've got the 2 Banshees here. This was the Darksiders attempt at, I think this is Jerome's Mantis. So yeah, I'm not sure why this leg's like sticking off to the side, but yeah, that's there anyway. So yeah, the 2 Banshees, the Reach one and the Halo 3 one. Here is the 1-to-1 scale Banshee, which is very cute, I like it. It's actually comparable in scale, probably a bit smaller than the like first one we did ever on the channel. I'll have to compare them at some point, but I think yeah, it's around this size. It's just weird how much it's changed. Here's the Ghost. This probably won't get a tutorial because it doesn't look very good in 1-to-1 scale, but you know, it's there anyway, just for a reference, I guess. Here's the Wraith. We actually did a tutorial on this a while ago. I think that's the only tutorial for Halo that's been out in a long time. And then here is the old Halo 2 Scarab, which some of you remember this, especially Darksider, he'll remember this. Because I actually built this per his request, which was interesting. And now I'm working on a brand new one, which is, it just towers over the old one. Bear in mind, this is still 1-to-1 scale. There's a sheep tethered to the top of the cannon for some reason. I'm not sure why that's there. That wasn't me. I don't know who did that. You can see, based on this armor stand, how tall an actual person would be. So that's just, yeah, another reference. And that is, in terms of like small 1-to-1 scale stuff, that's literally it. That is literally everything. And half of this stuff isn't even done. Oh, I didn't mention these 2. These are both made by Clone 543, the Phantom and the Spirit. I'll probably do my own attempts at some point, but yeah, these look really good. I like these. Over here, we've got the 1-to-10 scale stuff. This is the Stalwart, the... See, I never know how to pronounce it because I've heard it pronounced like Charon in a film. I think it was Unfriended, but I can't really trust that as an official source. It's more like Chiron 4. I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, this is the Charon, however you want to say it, class frigate. And then there's the Paris class frigate as well. Unless you want to say Parry, which, yeah, I don't know why you'd want to, but whatever. These are just some miscellaneous bits and bobs for the Stalwart, the actual 1-to-1 scale one, which is looking mighty fine. I don't know if you knew about this project. I posted a few teasers of it on the community page, and I've shown it in some live streams, but yeah, newest frigate, and it's going very well. I haven't really worked on it in a little while, but yeah, we'll get there. And yeah, that's that one. Then we've got the same frigate from over there, but here, this is 1-to-1. This needs a full remake, and it has been started. I got a little outline ready. And here's the Paris class frigate, which is looking mighty fine as well. Again, probably one of my best builds I've ever made. So yeah, there's that. Over here, I think there is other stuff, but it's somewhere that I can't find. basically. Yeah, here's the new outline for the Halo. Oh no, wait, this is something else. What's this? Okay, this is the new outline for the Halo 3 frigate. You can see the hangars here, which is good. And here we have a new 1-to-1 scale CRS cruiser. This is the 300 meter long one, and this is looking alright so far. It's going to be really hard to do some of these curves, but we'll try it at some point. Yeah, we've just got a top-down view so far, which, you know, it looks very, very accurate. And yeah, that's that. So over here, now these will probably never happen, but I've made like outlines of some like massive scale builds. So I think this green box here is the I can't remember what it's called, but it's the frigate, the what do you call it? I can't remember. The Covenant ship from Reach, essentially. The Ardent Prayer, I think it's called. Yeah, you can see the outline is like, it can barely render both sides of the ship, let alone the length of it. And then the yellow box over here, this is even bigger. And this is going to be the, well, it's a concept of how big the CS class battlecruiser would be. You can see the width of this. It goes on forever. It's pretty I think it's bigger than the Imperial Star Destroyer at 1-to-1 scale, so that's just how you can kind of compare it. Yeah, I'll go the full length. Bear in mind that was the width. I'll go the full length of the ship. Still going, still going, still going. Just forever. Genuinely doesn't stop. There we go, that's the end. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for Halo, actually. Other than that, I think, yeah, I mean, that's like everything that I've been up to, really. Nothing else has changed. These are the two areas on the server that I work on most, so yeah. I don't think I've missed anything. If I have, I'll do it in a separate video. I'm trying to just get back to civilization, and I'm quite far out. Right, and with that, I'm going to end the video off. I just like doing these kind of informal videos, hence why I've been sort of like chatting a bit of rubbish throughout, but, you know, I hope you enjoyed it. And with that, I will see you all in the next video. Hope you are all safe, doing well. Thank you for watching this world tour. I was going to say brief world tour, but it wasn't really brief. It took a long time. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Massive thanks to all the current Patreon supporters who help make content such as what you just watched possible. Please check out the link in the description if you're interested in supporting the channel. There's awesome rewards on offer for your contributions too. So thanks!